Hello there and welcome to another presentation from the Broader View. Today we're going to be talking about this stuff, Orgonite. And I'm going to be having a conversation with Mr. Dennis Child, who we have spoken to before on issues regarding energy healing. Hi Dennis, and welcome to the Broader View again.
Afternoon, Grayling.
Thanks for speaking to us again. Now, Orgonite, you've been a healer now for nearly a quarter of a century. Nearly a quarter of a century, and still going strong, yeah?
Yes, yes. Many more to come.
Yeah, many more years to come. So, you've obviously got a lot of tools in your energy healing box or your energy medicine healing box. Where does Orgonite sort of fit into that? How did you first get into Orgonite specifically?
Right, well, Orgonite is an excellent tool for removing the negative energy. And that's what we're all trying to do, is correct this negative energy. When the negative energy is harmonized, the body functions at its optimal rate, and that's what we're looking for. We need this system to work correctly, and by removing the negativity, which we all have, we enhance our physical system. So it's a lovely tool. It does the job that what we're looking for at this moment. So I'm very happy with it. My life has improved. One of the best things that's happened to me is that the emotional energy from the past, which I had plenty of, appears to have gone away.
If you could just, I mean, I know it's a personal matter, but if you could maybe talk us through a bit about that. You had an evil sort of stepfather, was it, or something? He used to knock you about, all that kind of thing.
Yeah, I got knocked about a lot, but that's quite normal in people's lives, you know. So I brought that emotional garbage with me, and it appears that the Orgonite removed that emotional fog from me, which I am absolutely pleased about. Yeah. You know, I've taken no drugs, I haven't been to see a psychiatrist, I haven't seen a counsellor. It's just this emotional cloud has gone away. I'm very, very happy with that.
Yeah.
So I'm impressed with it, and I see absolutely people transforming their lives from being a disruptive energy to personal happiness, which is lovely, absolutely lovely.
Well, I mean, be specific, if you can be specific about, you know, actual people that have been, you know, that you've given the Orgonite to, and some of the problems that they've had maybe. I mean, you've talked about yourself, but what about some of the other people? What sort of problems has been, or has it just been a general kind of feeling? Because a lot of people, when they have things like this, a lot of the time they say that nothing's happened, but then other people see things in them. You know, so they won't admit that it's the Orgonite. Other people maybe see changes in them, that kind of thing.
I'm seeing dramatic changes. People can take a piece of Orgonite away, and I'll see them a week later, and there's a big smile on the mouth. The mouth, a smile!
Yeah.
And the complexion looks different, and their eyes are brighter. And I'm thinking, that looks nice to me.
Yeah.
Let's have some more.
Let's have some more of that. Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I'm seeing people with pain and who are limping, and they come back a week, 2, 3 weeks later, and the pain's gone and they're not limping anymore.
So it's
good medicine, man.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm seeing good results.
Yeah.
Very,
I mean,
very good results.
yeah. So we're talking about emotional healing as well as some kind of physical healing, and these are all connected with the energy body, which we've talked about before, maybe. Now, you yourself, I always believe that really, you know, if you're going to take advice on sort of financial matters, it's better to take advice from someone who's, you know, wealthy or rich, to prove that the fact that they know about that kind of thing. Maybe if we're going to take advice from someone who's talking about health, maybe they should be a good example of that health that they espouse. Now, can I just ask you, you know, how old you are, and maybe, and it's a personal question.
71.
71. Okay, so you're
I'm
70.
looking forward to the next 30 years.
Looking for.
Of health.
Yeah.
I don't want a dinner frame, man. No, thank you.
Yeah. So you're 70 years or 71 years old. You're looking forward to the next 30 years of health. Now, the average age in this country, I think for men is I think it's 74, isn't it? Maybe 70, 73, 74, around that age. Right. So there's a law of averages. You've only got a few years left. You've only got a couple of years left. So, you know, society says that. What do you think about that? It's just nonsense. You're not interested in that, basically.
I am going to look after myself. It's my responsibility, and I'm not looking for a walking stick or a Zimmer frame. I expect to be in good health. If I have a pain, I will remove that pain. I will make the adjustment. So.
And is that from the energy field you're going to make the adjustment as well?
That's right, absolutely. So I will make sure all my energies are buzzing and vibrant.
So in terms of you know, the conventional paradigm of, you know, taking a drug, I mean, I believe you received a letter the other day. You were telling me before you received a letter the other day from the doctors asking you to go in for a checkup. How did you respond to that?
I was a bit annoyed at the beginning, but then I thought about it and I thought, well, I'm using all these healing devices. Maybe I should go to the doctor and find out where I do stand. So I decided to go.
Oh, you did go then?
I did.
I didn't know that.
Eventually,
right. Okay,
I
you
went.
did go. I didn't realise that. Yeah.
And they did the blood test, etc. And I went back a week later, and this lady doctor said, "You're in excellent health, Mr. Child."
Yeah.
I said, "I know I am." But I've just come for the confirmation of it.
Yeah.
And I said, "I'm into the energy field." She said, "Oh, we don't know anything about the energy field," which did surprise me, because if they're into healing the body and they don't know anything about the energy field, I think that's rather sad.
Yeah, well, I mean, rather worrying as well, but quite eye-opening perhaps, the fact that these people have just literally, they admit, that by their own admission, they have no concept of
The energy field.
the human energy field. Yeah,
This
yeah.
enhances the energy field amazingly.
Yeah.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it just keeps on beating and removing the negative energy from the environment. And the neighbours love it, by the way.
Oh, right, yeah, I believe, just talk us through that. I believe that you had some neighbours that maybe were, you know, they'd be boisterous, yeah, boisterous. They were drinking alcohol excessively, they were shouting up and down the street, that kind of thing. Just tell us about them. Just tell us what happened with those and what you did to remedy that situation.
Well, I didn't do anything intentionally. There's obviously plenty of Orgonite around this property, but I decided to put a piece of Orgonite in the street at the front. So I climbed a tree.
Yeah. Got a 70-year-old climbing a tree. Yeah. Yeah.
And I placed some Orgonite in the tree, knocked it in with a hammer so birds didn't shift it, or the squirrels. And the neighbours are very peaceful now.
Right, so there's been a marked difference then.
Well, they say hello now in the street when I'm in the street, and they smile, and they're very quiet.
Yeah.
They're not in the street shouting and swearing,
Yeah.
you know, with a can in their hand anymore.
Right.
There's a marked improvement
improvement.
in their behaviour.
Right.
And I haven't told them anything,
Yeah.
but I'm amazed when I see them, because they've changed. Their personalities are more to the present,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
so that's very nice.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, just going back to what we were talking about before, about, you know, you went into the doctors, they said they didn't have anything about the energy body. Now, one of the reasons they might not want to know about the energy body, without being sort of too controversial, but is because, and one of the reasons they don't want to know about Orgonite is because they're actually trying to sell something, maybe. Do you think that's a part of it? Do you think there's money involved on that side of things with the pharmaceutical industries? What do you think about that?
I think the drugs are, it's what it's all about, isn't it? The pharmaceutical selling drugs. You know, when you go see the doctor, the first thing they do is get their prescription out and start writing, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
It's not the answer, I'm afraid. I think energy medicine will come to the fore more than it is now. It's got to come forward. People are learning about Orgonite and enjoying it, the new experience. Their lives are improving.
So maybe people are... Sorry, go on.
Without taking drugs.
So, but maybe people are taking the drugs as well, and then they're not getting better, they're not healing them, they're not being healed, and they're looking for alternatives.
Absolutely. And the alternatives are here.
The alternatives are
There's a gentleman lives over the road who's 85, and a few months ago, he kept saying to me, Denny, my back's hurting really bad, and I'm taking the drugs, and I've been taking them for years, and they're not working for me. What can you do for me? So I gave him a piece of Orgonite to put in his pocket, and a Lakovsky belt, and the difference is amazing, absolutely amazing. He's upright now, where he was bent forward, and he's not complaining about his back pain. Which is great medicine, man. That is brilliant. Yeah. I am really happy. If I just heal one person in my life, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just
one.
one.
Of course, just one. But you've healed many, obviously.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So I'm very happy with this procedure. It works.
Yeah, it works. It works, and we've got the evidence. There's a lot of people that come back to you, they give you feedback, and the feedback is positive. Yeah,
100% positive.
100% positive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So right, let's just talk about. You mentioned the Lakovsky belt. There, maybe we'll get to that in a minute. I see you've got this stuff here as well. This. Guinness is good for you, but it's strange Guinness. Just tell us about that as well before we get into it. What's
green Guinness? This is vegetable juice. It is alkaline. This is one of our big problems. We are too acid, so we need green Guinness.
Yeah, green Guinness.
Which is obviously vegetable juice. That is cabbage, celery, carrot, and apple.
Right.
And that is alkaline, and we need to be more alkaline. We are all too acid with the food that we are eating and what we are drinking, Coca-Cola, etc.
It's bad stuff, yeah.
It just enhances acid, and we need to go down the alkaline road.
The alkaline road. Okay, so just to confirm as well, it's all raw stuff. You've juiced it yourself. It's not out of a packet or anything like that.
No, it's all fresh. It's fresh from the market this morning, in the juicer. In the Guinness glass.
Yeah.
You know, this is wonderful gear. This is it.
Yeah.
Cheers. Oh, it's delicious, that. That is delicious. Alkaline. And that's what we've got to think. More alkaline.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll be trying, we'll be having that later in the break, no doubt. Okay, so going back to two of the things that we've mentioned, we've talked about Orgonite and we've talked about the Lakovsky belt. Yeah, these are all bits of Orgonite here then, and
well, these are different things.
Okay.
We're using this type of thing is to place in your pocket.
Yeah.
Or you could hang on around your neck like this. Quite practical, because ladies don't always have pockets that are convenient, so they can always do that. Yeah. We can make any piece that you desire. If you want to put your crystals in, we can accommodate you. So if you've got a favourite crystal that you want in your Orgonite, just say, I want to put such and such a crystal in here, and that's what we can do for you. Yeah,
okay. I mean, the thing is as well with all of this, that what we're looking at here is, we've talked about people going to the doctors, that kind of thing. These are things, and we need to emphasise this really, these are things that everybody can do at home.
Absolutely.
You can make Orgonite at home. We're going to show that on the video, how people can do it at home quite easily. It's not difficult to do.
You can make these pieces yourself, and we're going to show you today how to make some of these devices.
Yeah.
Some are for putting in the house. You could put that outside the house. It's not too posh, that one. That could be in a river next to a mobile phone tower. That removes all that electromagnetic smog. It's not just negativity around the house, it's in the neighbourhood. And this can be placed in the neighbourhood to enhance everybody's energy.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just talk about, I believe that what's behind the Orgonite phenomena is crystal technology. Now, crystals are used in, I believe they're used in industry quite a lot, so there is some sort of proof behind them, the fact that they work. Is that right, if they're used in industry?
That's right, yes. They're used in industry all the time. In the Orgonite, though, there is a piece of crystal inside the Orgonite.
Yeah.
Now, we've placed the metal shavings in, brass, copper, steel, etc. And there's a piece of crystal there. When this resin shrinks, it creates a pressure on the crystal. and that enhances the electrical properties of the crystal. That's what's happening with that crystal in there. It is enhanced, so there's more power coming from that crystal.
And that's because it's squeezed.
The resin has shrunk around the crystal, creating a pressure onto the crystal itself.
Yeah.
And that pressure creates more electrical power. I think you call it piezoelectric, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So crystals are used in watches and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
because
in industry.
because they beat correct the same all the time. It's the same beat.
Yeah.
Irregular, never alters. It just keeps beating at that one rate.
Now, I mean, I hear a lot on the, I heard on the radio, for example, the other day, someone was saying that if, anyone who believes that crystals can heal anything other than a mild case of low self-esteem is some kind of lunatic. But so that's the mainstream view. But on the other hand, as we said, they are used by industry quite regularly. They're used in things like watches and things like that. So there is evidence that they work. If industry uses them, they must work. Now, what else can we put in Orgonite? Talk us through the metals, because I believe aluminium is to me, that's a toxic metal. Now, is that used in Orgonite? Because that seems to be in a lot of the kind of literature on Orgonite. How do you feel about aluminum or aluminium?
I don't like aluminium. We used to use it in the kitchen, and it used to be in our pans for cooking the veg, etc. And I can remember years ago when we used to cook rhubarb, used to take a lining off the pan, So where did that aluminium go? And I think that aluminium went into the food, and then we ate it. So I don't think that's a very healthy. And I at this moment in time, I am not putting aluminium into the Orgonite.
Okay.
From past experience, I think aluminium is a toxic metal, and I wouldn't want to put a toxic metal in here. So I'm not doing that at this moment in time.
Yeah.
It's my decision. I'm just using copper, brass, stainless steel, carbon steel, sand, coral, obviously different crystals, but I quite like the effect of sand. I went to Australia and I brought some back with me, and it seems to give off a very, very nice energy. So I like to put sand in it as well.
Yeah.
And not from here, by the way. It's too dirty here.
All right, so you've got to go to Australia to get some sand.
I went to Australia. That's where I'm getting my sand from. My daughter's out there.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
And so they send me some sand, some clean.
Coral as well. And so, I mean, what about leaves and wood? We've got some pine cones here. I mean, that kind of thing. We can put those in, can we?
Yeah, all the minerals can go in, yes. Yes, all the different minerals.
But the natural stuff, things like pine cones and stuff like that.
Natural, only natural. Anything that gives off a natural energy is beneficial.
So, I mean, what you're saying, what we were talking about, we were talking about this earlier, which kind of crystals, and I was asking which kind of crystals we bring. You were pretty much just saying just whatever you want, really.
Yes. There's no particular crystal, or depends what you're exactly looking for. If you want a particular energy, I would suggest you look on the internet and find out which crystal is suitable for which disease.
Or on a positive side, which sort of energy you want to get off the Orgonite, maybe.
That's right. Yes, we can adjust it to suit basically all energies.
But it's the
we need to sit down and talk about it and make a decision on which crystal needs to be used. If you're looking for a specific healing, that needs to be discussed.
Yeah.
But we can adjust them to anybody's energy.
And we've got the double terminated. We've got the clear quartz.
Well, we use
this
that
is the
for
one.
The Cloudbuster.
We use that for the Cloudbuster, okay,
Yes.
but we can put that in the Orgonite as well, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
Now,
rather expensive, those.
Yeah.
Good quality ones. We usually use less quality crystal in the Orgonite than that. It's not necessary to have that good quality. We can break some crystal up from right down there.
Yeah.
That type of crystal. Which is cheaper,
Yeah.
They don't have to be this quality.
No, they don't.
But we use this type in the Cloudbuster.
In the
And we haven't got a Cloudbuster to show you today, But
Well, we're going to make one later, though, aren't we?
maybe.
Maybe, okay.
If we have
maybe.
time.
We have time. But I believe you made a cloudbuster for someone the other day, just the other day, and you had it here a few days too late, unfortunately. Have you heard back from them? How are they getting on? That kind of thing?
Yes, they rang me, and I've seen them, and they're very happy with it. It's enhanced their energy. Unbelievable. They're really happy with it. They've got a big garden, so it does create a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Believe me. So they've got the space.
Yeah.
You need, if you're going to do a cloudbuster, you need some space, a good amount of space, because it does collect negative energy for 50 miles.
Right. Yeah, but it transforms it though.
That's right.
Yeah.
It does transform it into positive energy.
Yeah. Okay.
Removes the smog, etc. And the neighbourhood becomes really, really enhanced with good energy.
Yeah. Good energy. So what we're talking about then, we're using a crystal technology. The resin squeezes the crystal, which enhances it, and the metal acts as some kind of conductor of that piezoelectric energy.
The metal is pulling. What's actually happening? The energy is being pulled in, and this metal, as it comes up the orgonite, it filters the negative energy out. That's basically what it works. This metal shavings is a filter.
Oh, it's a filter. I thought it was a conductor, but it's a filter then.
Negative energy.
Okay, so we've talked a bit about the orgonite. There's loads of information on the internet, isn't there, about the history of orgonite, Wilhelm Reich, and then there's people like Don Croft who've brought it forward, and people like yourself that are working on it all the time. If people want to research those, tell us a bit about the Lakhovsky belt, because that's or the Lakhovsky coil. That's less well known. What exactly is that, and how does that work?
Well, I like Lakhovsky because it goes very well with the orgonite. The orgonite removes the negativity, and Lakhovsky enhances the cells of the body, which is our being. We are all cells, and they are electric, and Lakhovsky belt or coil enhances that electricity in the cells of the body. So, to me, that's good health. Remove the negativity, enhance the electricity in the body. I think they call that the zeta potential, this electric body, the zeta potential. And Lakhovsky belt enhances that electricity in the cells. We need more electricity. We need to be more of the light. And that's what Lakhovsky does. Lakhovsky was a scientist about 50 years ago who grew 6 geranium plants and injected cancer into the plants. And over one plant he put one of his copper coils. In 3 days the cancer fell off the plant, geranium plants they were.
Well, what happened to the other plants then?
The other plants died because they got cancer. But the plant that they had the copper coil on lived for 3 years, and he just let it die after that. But that is fantastic. So I'm interested in this. This is the coil, and this one is in the shape of the neck torque. So you put this around your neck this way. So it enhances the electricity. It's good for neck pain, etc. Brilliant. But with this one, I've extended it so it comes to K27. I like K27.
What's K27?
K27 is kidney 27 of the meridians of the body. When we enhance and manipulate K27, it encourages all the meridians in the body to function at their correct rate.
And is this the pituitary gland? Is that behind there as well?
No. This is below the clavicle, each side of the sternum.
Right. Okay.
and we can manipulate that.
Okay. Well, we maybe don't want to go right into that
Well,
because
this is part of it, you know.
Part
We
of
should
it,
all
yeah.
we should all do K27
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah. But I mean, there's so many
But-
different meridians that you can go into it in quite some detail, can't you?
But this is
Yeah.
this is the one. That's why I've extended this
Mm.
neck torque so that it finishes at K27.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
What about all these then? Because we're all wearing, we're both wearing these. You've given me these copper bracelets. Now there's a silver bracelet here as well with different metals around it. Now this idea of people wearing copper bracelets, it's fairly widespread, isn't it, with people, things like arthritis and everything. But a lot of people regard it as just maybe almost like a lucky charm. It doesn't maybe actually work. But you're saying it definitely works.
this is Lakovsky coil.
Yeah.
There's electrical charge jumping across there, positive and negative, all the time. So it's not just good for arthritis, it's good for everything, really.
Yeah.
So this is an amazing tool. It's been used for a long time for arthritis in general, but it is, if it's going to remove arthritis, it's doing other good
Yeah.
things for the body as well. So, you know, this is a little charge, a little cost, and it's good for your health.
And again, it's something, this is the key thing, I think. It's something that people can do at home for themselves. That's what we're saying, isn't it? The Orgonite you can make at home. We'll show you how to do that later. These copper coils, you can make them at home, or the copper bracelets, things like that. They're very cheap to get hold of anyway. And, you know, they're
Make
different.
Any design.
Any design.
But
can be made.
the best thing about this is we all accept that this copper bracelet works. Okay.
Yeah. Well, not everybody accepts that,
Well,
but
there
yeah,
is,
Yeah.
you know, it has been proven over the years
Yeah.
by people who wear them for a specific reason.
I think
that
really
they
people
work.
need to wear them and see if they work for them, don't they? It's, you know, it's quite
Well,
a
I'm
low
getting
expense.
at-
Yeah.
Right, this shape is the Lakovsky coil, right? But the best thing to do is have a belt, you know,
Yeah.
a belt round here. This is Lakovsky belt.
Yeah.
And the Lakovsky belt fits around the waist, and it's got a piece of copper inside of it.
And we can put other metals in there as well, maybe.
Yes. I usually wear a silver, but this is the Lakovsky coil, and it's very practical to put round your waist.
Yeah.
It is absolutely amazing. Why not use this simple device? It's practical to take off, put on. It's easy to replace.
Okay. Do you want to sit down again? I can't reach up there. So again, these are things that people can do at home for themselves if they don't want to get involved with the conventional medical paradigm, the pharmaceutical industries and everything. That's what really we're looking at. We're looking at alternative healing. I believe you've got something you've healed here yourself as well, that you had an injury or...
Dupuytren's contraction. Sorry, I've not explained that properly. It is a tight ligament here from when I used to use a pneumatic drill. Oh, did it for years. Must have been used it for 10 years. I used a magnet.
You were involved with property, weren't you? Pneumatic drill. Yeah, you were involved with property for quite some time. Yeah.
This contracture here was really bad, and in the last 6 months it is reduced in size. And I haven't taken any medication or anything. I am very pleased with that, and
Yeah.
I do believe that the Lakovsky coil has done that.
Right. Okay.
So to me, that is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
So
looking
we've
for
got.
results,
Yeah.
and I'm getting them.
You're looking for results and you're getting them. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's the crucial thing. Okay. So
We have a Lakovsky coil in here as well, in this piece of resin. That works very nicely. That is just a simple Lakovsky coil. And
Yeah.
I've not put any metal in that, just sort of
Okay,
people
well,
can
let's-
see it.
so people can see. Okay. Well, let's move on. We're actually wanting to show people how to make some Orgonite now. Okay.
Right, okay.
So we'll move on to that. We've got things like that as well, the little key rings as well. So do you just want to come over here and look at some of the crystals?
You're always in the picture, you, aren't you?
I've put
You're
some
always in the picture.
things from my vision board on this
Right.
particular one. So you can hopefully. It's not ready to come out. This one, it's still sticky.
Yeah.
It's still sticky. Maybe wait until we can get that one out because these are still sticky.
Right.
These are still sticky. Well, hang on a second. Oh, you see, look, we've knocked the point off that one, the corner off that one. But yeah, you can probably see if hopefully you can see that. There's various pictures off my vision board. They're not tremendously clear, but you can see them.
It doesn't matter about seeing them.
Quite an
Doesn't matter. It's an energy, isn't it?
It's the energy, yeah, it's the energy. I suppose even if you can't see them, they're still there. And we've got a circle there. I'll just bring it a bit closer to the camera. You can see the gurning face of Grayling Barraclough on there. And then it's got quite an attractive little copper coil at the back of it. So that's that one. Let's just hang on for a minute for that one, Denny, and then we can look at it when it comes out. Yeah, because that really wasn't ready to come out. That one. Still a bit sticky.
But
Sometimes
it's out of the moulds when they're done correctly. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
at least it hasn't cracked. Yeah.
No, there's no cracks.
Yeah, no cracks.
And the mould needs to be clean. You must have the mould perfectly clean. That is essential. So it's a matter of taking your time, getting the job ready.
And a lot of people say you need to use these spray lubricants, this kind of thing. You don't use them because they naturally shrink away from the moulds, don't they?
No, when you use the lubricants. When the Orgonite heats up, they go together and create a bubble. So when it comes out in the mould, you can see where the lubricant's been, and it's not smooth. So I don't use lubricants at all. I just make sure the mould is clean.
We have actually used the lubricant on the inside of the circle one, haven't we?
Oh yeah, we did a bit. You did on that.
Yeah,
right,
on the inside of the circle one.
Yeah.
That's because it shrinks to the inside of the circle.
Yeah.
But
you don't need lubricants all the time.
No.
If you have a clean work surface, a clean mould, it will come out on its own when it's cured.
When it's ready. We've got another circle one that we've done, which we're going to show you as well. So if you can just hold on for, if we just hold on for that one, then we'll have a look at that.
Right, we'll come back later
in a second, and we'll come back in a few minutes, and we'll show you the circle one, and we'll show you the heart shaped one as well. Right, I think we're gonna have to end it there, Denny, because it's either going to get dark or it's going to start raining, one or the other. Just for a few spots now. So some of them haven't come out of the mould. We'll film those ones later, just to show people. And just a final word from yourself, maybe.
Keep learning, get involved, and try your hardest. And if you need more information, just give us a call or visit the website and email.
I notice you haven't got Orgonite on your website, though, have you?
No, it's not up there yet. I will try and do that very soon.
Yeah.
I'll try and put more information on the website.
On the website, okay, so people can visit the website. Well, thanks for joining us today, and
pleasure,
keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thanks.